Hello, sorry guys. Absolutely all over the place. Realised my mic wasn't muted then, but fine. Hello, how are we all doing? Sorry. Basically, all I did was I've rolled my ankle like a numpty, which is pretty sad. And I just got off the phone with 111, who are pretty useless, but I need to go get a scan, I think. So we're going to do the stream, and then your boy is going to get a scan to make sure he hasn't broken anything. But I hope you're doing better than I am. Also, we've got an injured Salah. Both myself and Mohamed Salah are injured, which is a bit sad. Yes, Raptor, my name is Motaz. How you doing, my egg? Good to see you, Motaz. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Nana Raptor in the chat as always. Good afternoon, all. I hope you are well. Good luck this weekend. Good luck to you as well, Nana Raptor. Hope it's on ice. I can't really put it on ice now because I'm sat under my desk. I can't even really elevate my leg either, can I? I suppose I could. There is a way that I could, probably. How did you do it? I just rolled it. Went to volley a football, and my ankle went that way. Broken egg, exactly. Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, basically. Get those peas on it. I can't get the peas. Guys, I'm live streaming. You just want me to get my feet out, you weirdos. But thank you for being here, as always. We have a lot to discuss, as always. Especially ahead of a blank game week, and especially when we have 3 weeks between Game Week 31 and Game Week 32. Salary's injured, I know. I know. It does mean that I get to keep James Garner a little bit longer, though, you know? Now, there is part of me which is tempted to keep Salah. Watch him from Westfields. Very nice. Go enjoy your shopping. Oh, God. I mean, it's not very... It is a little bit painful, the old foot, I will be honest. Sub for the foot content. Do a poll for the feet. This is the current situation. This is what the foot's looking like at the moment. You able to see that? That's the foot at the moment. Does that look good to you guys? This was it after the event. That was it. Is it gonna focus? It's not gonna focus. My foot's too pale. That was it after. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, everyone said it's fine. That's good then. Well, if you guys say it's fine, I believe you. You wouldn't lie to me. Anyway, let's discuss some FPL. In terms of my own team, then, I'm thinking most likely for free. I'm thinking most likely Salah to Wilson or Szoboszlai. And at the moment, I am leaning towards Sobo. No, that's a lie. I'm leaning towards Wilson. The thing is, Szoboszlai, I think, suits my strategy slightly better, but I think Wilson is just better. So it's tough. Ballard. Dan Ballard? You want Dan Ballard? Or are you asking for... What are you asking here? Free foot content in 2026. I know. Possible fracture? I mean, it could be. I guess that's why I need to get a scan. I think it's a sprain. But it does hurt to walk on, so. Hello, Ross. Thoughts of using all my free transfers to do Salah to Gordon, Heaven to Hall, and Barnes to João Pedro? I'm giving you a big thumbs up to that. Salah to Gordon, Heaven to Hall, Barnes to João Pedro. That feels so easy. Preparing for Bench Boost 33. You're probably then buying 3 players that are at the moment predicted to double in 33 as well. I think that's a nice set of moves. Yeah, I like it. Aaron says, good afternoon, Raptor. Good afternoon, Aaron. Got to 11 with 2 changes. Brought in Anderson and Coyote. Bit of a punt, but played well last game week. Fingers crossed for a green. I like Coyote. I think Coyote's such a great footballer. I don't hate those moves at all. Yeah, I remember in the stream, actually, he was saying you needed to make 2 defender moves. Yeah, Coyote's quite nice. I think I would go Van den Berg just because he's shown so much goal threat, but that isn't to say I don't like Coyote as a pick. JM says, hello, I have Mukiele, Mohamed Salah, thinking of getting in Gordon and Anderson as replacements. Will be for a -4 here, or should I just get in Wilson and Chow or leave? Mukiele and Salah, Gordon and Anderson as replacements. Wilson and Chow. This is actually really difficult. I think I think I prefer Wilson and Chow. I don't know if Mukiele's going to play. That's the thing, Jay, which is a bit of a worry. Or not a worry, but like it'd be frustrating to sell him if he plays. But then if you keep him and you don't have any bench cover, Gordon and Anderson versus Wilson and Chow is pretty close. I think I would prefer Wilson and Chow just about. Mbermo Cunha. People seem off Mbermo, but he's due. I don't think anyone's off it. I think the thing is with Mbermo, I don't believe he's due, by the way. I think his performance level has dipped in the last 3 or 4 games. I think Mbermo was playing so well for us, and we've just seen a reduction in that. I don't think that necessarily means he's benched, but it does mean that there is more of a worry of that. If you was to ask me right now, I predict that he probably starts and gets an earlier sub, but there's absolutely a world where we see Ahmad, Cunha, and Sesko. I don't think that's out of the question. Will says, hello, Ross. Hope the foot feels better. Not right now, but I hope it does. Thank you. In the future. Rice to Gordon / Sobo. Already have Wilson. Or Munoz to Chow, Hall, Anderson. Just use 1 to fill 11 or 2 to have a sub. I don't think you need to make 2 transfers to have a sub. I think just fill your 11. In terms of whether you buy Gordon or Sobo, and in terms of if you buy a Chow, Hall, or Anderson, it depends on your strategy. If you are looking right now at free hit 34, I think you should be looking to probably buy Gordon, Chow, Hall. If you're looking at free hit 33, i.e. you want players for the blank game week, then we know for a fact that Wilson and Anderson have fixtures. So basically, when are you free hitting and go off of that? I like all of the picks that you've listed there. I don't think there's a massive difference between Gordon and Sobo, and I don't think there's a massive difference between Munoz, Chow, and Hall. And Anderson, sorry. Goodness me, all over the place. What's up, Ross? Are you injured this game week? Yeah. Yellow. I would say yellow for orange flagged. Am I red flagged? Red flagged would mean I didn't turn up to the live stream. I would say orange flagged is where I'm at right now. Mark says 3 free transfers, 0.2 million in the bank. Okay, Mark, I've got your team. Don't know who to transfer out. Cheers in advance. Pope. Pope's not starting, is he? Sorry, I don't actually know. Ramsdale has been starting, hasn't he? I think most games, every game. So goalkeeper's immediately a concern. Let me know in the chat if I'm wrong on that. I haven't been keeping up to date with the Newcastle keepers, but I thought it was Ramsdale. So Pope might be an issue. Mukiele a slight concern. Wilson, Bruno, Enzo, Tav, Thiago, Ekatike, Semenyo, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Haaland. I think I'd be happy taking out one of Semenyo or O'Reilly and possibly Mukiele, and then maybe Pope. What's the chat saying? No one's answered my question. Is there a massive delay, or does people just not know? Do you know what? I'll go do my own research. Don't need you anyway, chat. Don't need you anyway. Yeah, Pope's not started the last 2. So I suppose there's a chance he does start. I'd probably back Ramsdale to start, though. You have the Bravka as a sub. Okay, I've just seen that you said you had the Bravka as a sub. So if you've got the Bravka as a sub, then I would go Mukiele and Semenyo to either Gordon or Soboslai and Anderson. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, Semenyo to Gordon or Soboslai and Mukiele to Anderson. Ali Khan says, my son falls asleep when I play your videos in the car or at home. We now play your videos to put him to sleep at night. Thank you for your content. Listen, all I want is for my content to be useful. If my content is useful in different ways, that's absolutely fine. So I love to hear that. And I'm glad that there's someone that can help you with making sure that your child gets their sleep. Does Mukiele play today? Is the $1 million question for those that have him. I don't know. I really don't. I don't think Roofs was included in the squad for the international break. So Roofs may be slightly more of a concern, but it could go either way, I think. I genuinely think it probably is a last-minute decision. Aaron, has there been any news on Mukiele from, like, Sunderland's Corner? One of our members, Aaron, is a Sunderland fan, and I know he's often got a keen eye on this stuff. Have you seen anything on Mukiele? You have a very soothing voice, is why I reckon. Thank you very much, Claudette. Cosmic says, hello, everyone. I hope your foot gets better soon, Ross. Thank you, Cosmic. I appreciate that. Hayden says, 5 free transfers, looking more likely for wildcard 32. I want to have some flexibility. Who goes out of Haaland or Timber? Haaland to Pedro, or Timber to Hall, or Tete. I wouldn't buy Tete, because Tete is apparently a slight doubt, according to Marco Silva. I actually really liked the Tete transfer, but it's just probably not worth it now. I think out of those, if you're chasing Timber to Hall, if you're protecting Haaland to João Pedro, I would honestly just view it like that. Yeah, I think Pedro and Hall are both good for this week. Protective move Pedro, chasing move Lewis Hall. Roofs, Ballard, Mukiele, and Lafia are all going to have late fitness tests. Yeah, so we're just not going to know, sadly. Start Krupi for Salah or sell Salah for a -4. If it was for a -4, I'd be tempted to just start Krupi. I'm probably not going to just start Krupi because I have a free transfer, but I think that is close. Are you not using the free hit? I just don't think I need to, massively. What moves are you making, Ross? I think I'm just going to sell Salah to Wilson or Szoboszlai. I can run a poll right now quickly to see what you guys think. Selling Salah. Would you buy Wilson or Szoboszlai? I am chasing. Wilson, Szoboszlai. I'm not buying Gordon, and I'm not buying Palmer. And the main reason for that is my current chip strategy just doesn't suit buying Gordon or Palmer. Because in 34, they have Villa at home, Fulham. So Burnley at home this week, Villa at home in the other blank week. And then if I buy Szoboszlai, Szoboszlai has Fulham at home in 32 and Crystal Palace at home in 34. Newcastle are predicted to blank in game week 34 and double in 33, and therefore, if I carry on with this strategy, it just doesn't make sense to buy Gordon. And Palmer, again, predicted to double in 33. Are you on wildcard 35, Ross? At the moment, but the FA Cup games will completely dictate that. I might change my strategy. Mate, would you bring in João Pedro or Gordon? I would bring in... I honestly still think João Pedro is a better asset, but he's so much higher. Again, Gordon if you're chasing, João Pedro if you're protecting. There are going to be two things that I think are extremely important right now, other than just it being team dependent. Are you chasing? Are you protecting? Are you happy with it where you are or not? And what's your chip strategy? Without knowing your rank, where you want to be, and what you're doing with your chips, it is very difficult to advise kind of which path you go down with transfers. Hopefully that makes sense. So take everything I say with a pinch of salt in terms of like advice and stuff like that. Again, Gordon hasn't played the last two games. He was ill for at least one of those, wasn't he? So I don't think Gordon's minutes are a doubt at all now, especially now that they've gone out of Europe. Like, there's no need to rotate him. Ross, will for captaincy decision. Yeah, I could do. I could bring the will back, couldn't I? The will doesn't make an appearance as often now. Would you risk starting Ballard with no bench? Maybe not. I don't know. Like, the thing is, when there's players that are fitness doubts, I don't know, right? I don't know whether they're going to start or not. So, I guess worst case scenario, he doesn't and you get 10. Best case scenario is he does. If you make the transfer, worst case is that he plays and smashes it and you benched him. Szoboszlai to score a penalty and goal and assist and get DEFCON. Well, I hope not if I don't buy him. If I do buy him, I hope he does. Forgot it was illness, not injury. I'm pretty sure it was illness, Sim. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was. Rice and Ismail Assar to Gordon and Barnes. Only if you're on wildcard 32. If you're not on wildcard 32, I just don't think they're great long-term moves getting both those. I don't mind Rice to Gordon. Sarr to Barnes is just a move that surely you would end up wanting to reverse. Do you reckon Krupi starting is like 60%? No, I would have it down at 40%. If you was to ask me to predict right now, I'd say Krupi's on the bench, which is why I'm not really considering playing him. If I knew Krupi was starting, I could arguably start him over Garner, or I could just not sell Salah, bench Salah and start Krupi, but I just don't have that confidence in Krupi's minutes. Mega chasing. Do I still captain Bruno with my other option, so lackluster? Depends what mega chasing means. I'm 50 points behind and I'm still going to captain Bruno. If I was 100 points behind where I wanted to be, no, I wouldn't captain Bruno. The thing is, Bruno's not going to be that highly owned, but he will be 130% EO at most ranks. So you're gaining 70% of his points. So yeah, if you're like mega chasing, I think you probably captain someone a bit more differential. Sorry, guys. Hi, Ross. Solanke or Richarlison get the best mins for 31-32? No idea. Oh, God, I feel so useless today. You're asking me such difficult questions like, is Mukiele fit? Richarlison or Solanke? Gut feeling tells me Richarlison. But Spurs fans in the chat, not that you probably should want a Spurs attacker, but Spurs fans, who's likely to start more or get more minutes, Solanke or Richarlison? I just think probably Richarlison. 750k, Wilson over Bruno cap. Yeah, I don't mind a Harry Wilson captaincy at all. Right, I'm going to end that poll and I'll start a captaincy poll. Solanke wasn't in training. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, definitely Richarlison then, if that's true. Right. Let me start a poll. Chat, who are you captaining? Spam in the chat who you're captaining, just so that I know who the best third and fourth options are. Like, obviously, Bruno will be 1, Wilson 2. So I just need one more captain. Who is your Gameweek 31 captain? We've got Bruno. We've got Bruno. We've got Wilson. I was looking at my own team, and I obviously don't have Wilson in there yet. Palmer, Gordon, Ekatike, Gordon. Everyone's going... Oh, Palmer and Gordon are so split. And Thiago in there as well. Oh, Palmer. I think I'm going to go Gordon. I think I've seen more Gordons, but obviously if you're going Palmer, then I can just put in other. It definitely looks split, though. We've got Ekatike's in there. We've got Martin Dubravka's in there. We've got Thiago's in there. Like, it definitely looks split. Whilst you're voting on that, let's consult with the Wahil. The Wahil with Destiny. Get off my screen ads. Right. Let's go. Bruno. Let's go Wilson. We can go Ekatike. Bruno, Wilson, Ekatike, Gordon, Palmer, João Pedro. Who else are you captaining? Soboslai, yeah. Soboslai. Who else do I add to this? Rodgers. There's no way you're captaining Rodgers, are you? I respect it. I'll put him on there. Thiago. Have I done Thiago? No, Thiago. Gibbs White. I think a bit too differential to put on this, I'm afraid. Thiago's on there. Have I missed anyone? Dango. I guess. Sure. He did play well in the last game. I think that's enough. I think we're starting to put some very differential options on there right now. Okay, this is a captaincy spin. Let me just answer these questions very briefly then. Oh, I've got lots of questions to answer. Okay, I'm very behind. Let's go then. Dennis, good to see you, my friend, as always. I've got your team. You said you've got no wildcard, but you do have the free hit. Okay. Thinking Haaland to Ekatike, Rice to Gordon, or Soboslai and Munoz to Chow/Hall. Oh, okay. Haaland to Ekatike, Rice to Gordon or Sobo, and Munoz to Chow or Hall. So you'd be selling Rice, Haaland, Munoz. What would you do? Don't want a free hit. Need to bang this week. Number one has free hit and wildcard. So I love those moves, Dennis, for this week. Looks fantastic. But you're selling 3 players that are likely to double in 33. Haaland, Rice, and Munoz all likely to double. Ekatike and Soboslai are not. So you are selling 3 players that are predicted to double in 33, and you're buying 1. So this might start to lean you towards a free hit 33 strategy, but I don't hate it basically, Dennis. I think they're nice moves. It just might change your chip strategy slightly, basically. At Frankfurt, Germany, says, hello, mate. 1 free transfer. Does getting in Wilson for any of the below make sense? Bruno, Tav, Dango, Palmer, Rogers. No. Leave it. Thank you very much for the support and the super chat. I really think you have to fight the urge there to sell any of those to Wilson. I think they're all really good assets. I know people say sell Rogers, but I just don't think I would sell Rogers in a week like this. Do you have a free hit team for this game week? In my complete guide video that I did 2-3 days ago, if you just go onto my channel, there's a free hit section. Just go watch that. Saves me. It's the exact same team. It didn't have Salah in, so there's no issues there. Right, we're going to spin the captaincy wheel. First to 2, best of 3. Dango Watara, number 1. Okay. Who made me put Dango on here, man? If Dango gets the best captain, maybe the wheel's cooking something. Oh, no. Gordon. Shouldn't do what? Why are you beefing the wheel?
No, I'm saying if you're reacting that badly
to
Gordon, you shouldn't buy him.
No, it was more that I don't have Gordon. Palmer. Just every player I don't have. That's fantastic, Will. Thanks. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, it was you, wasn't it, HK Huey? Tiago Rogers. Great. Any more players I don't own? Maybe let's just highlight every player I don't own and say they're a great captain, Will. First to 2, remember. Best of 3. If it's someone that I don't have that gets first to 2, oh my god. Wait, where's everyone gone on this poll? What? Oh, I've done hide choice. That wasn't what I was meant to do.
Whoops.
I was meant to count it. Oh, well, it's all screwed now. I just realised the wheel was getting smaller and smaller. Okay. What? Dango. That was a bit sus. I was meant to click add count. Right, we're starting again. I'm so, we messed up. But Dango technically got 2. Captain Dango. Ekatike. Okay, is this counting it now? No, it's not. That's fine. We've got the count in our head. We've got the count in our head. Null and void. We started again. Dango's got 1. Ekatike's got 1.
You should really have your leg up.
Yeah, I was going to get the stool and then I forgot. Yeah, João Pedro, who I don't have as well. It's all this the same. Like, the Will's definitely got an idea of what they want. No, you just have to press on it. Rogers. Don't mind the clattering around. Pickle's trying to help me here. Attempting to. I wish you could see what I could see. Really, it's quite something. Bruno! About right, you just need to move there. Those. Right, we're going to get someone here that gets the second vote, I'm sure of it. No, not Gordon. Has Gordon even had one this round? I'm so lost.
It's a bit high, isn't it?
Yeah, I need it lower. Wait, I can raise the desk slightly.
Yeah, I would.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get my messed up. Is that okay?
No, you need to lift it more.
Yeah, but then they're not going to be able to see my face because the... Yeah, but I don't want to be like just popping up.
Try and lift it up a bit more.
Oh.
Your leg is more important than what you look like on the screen.
Is that okay? Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry guys. I'm gonna be. Wait, let me do that. Oh god, I'm big now. That's... My desk is so high now. You're all the way up there. Hello.
It looks fine.
Right. I think we say then that Dango and Gordon. Did Rogers get two? I don't think Rogers got two. Rogers, Dango, and Gordon. Ekatike. Ekatike literally... Okay, they're the four. There we go. Right, that was the messiest captaincy section I've ever seen.
Got such bad ADHD. Where's your phone now?
I don't know. You...
Oh, I left it over there.
You're distracting me so much.
Sorry.
You blame Pickle. She's in and out of the office.
I'm stressed about your gammy ankle.
Not my gammy ankle. I could actually get some ice on there as well.
Got a broken phone, you've got a broken ankle.
I've not got a broken ankle. Let's not over-exaggerate. Did you want to say hello? Do you want to wave? What moves is Pickle making?
Rolling.
She's boring, so she's rolling. Hi, Ross. Which keeper to play, Dubravka or Pickford? I would honestly say probably Pickford. Are you off to the QE? Maybe. Possibly. I'll probably go straight after the stream. Might even go early. Who knows? Justice for Dango. Why is it Justice for Dango? Why have I not... Should I captain Dango? I might captain Dango. Hey, mate, it's nearly 1 a.m. in Singapore, but always got to tune in for the stream. Are you from Singapore? Or do you just live in Singapore? Like, were you born in Singapore? Also, would you recommend Singapore? I was actually looking at living in Singapore. I'm not really, like, committal living in another country, but I was looking at different countries to live in, and Singapore looked like a pretty nice country to live in. Anyway, what was your question? Rice or Semenyo to Soboslai? I think I would keep Rice and sell Semenyo. Because Rice's minutes are just so secure. Definitely would recommend it, mate. Nice. Are you ready for the humidity? Yeah, that was like the #1 negative. Like when I was looking at negatives of Singapore, it's literally just... it's very humid. That was what everyone said. Like, it's never not humid. Maguire or Rodon? I don't mind Maguire, actually. Maybe Maguire. I bet the food is banging. Yeah, I bet it is. Why is Salad red? Salad is injured. Salad is ruled out for Gameweek 31. So no Salah for me, sadly. And I'm probably just going to sell Salah to Wilson. Russ. Why can't I pronounce my own name? Russ. Ross, put in all your bench players that blank. No, I don't do that nonsense. No. So no from me. Why do so many people own Ballard? We don't know anything on Ballard. We don't know anything. Hi, Ross. I'm currently chasing and I've got my bench boost and free hit left with 2 free transfers. What should my strat be? Currently chasing and I've got my bench boost and free hit left. I think bench boost... Probably... It depends what your team looks like. But bench boost 33, free hit 34... or free hit 33, bench boost 35. One of those two. Basically, you just need to go on a planner tool, look at your team for those weeks and work it out. But yeah, either wildcard 30... You're not a wildcard. Bench boost 33, free hit 34, or free hit 33, bench boost 35 is probably your best shout. I think you might have skipped my super chat. I don't think I skipped super chats. I'm just really behind. Thanks for reminding me, though. Yes, I am. Right. MN Chuckster, my man. Thank you for... You've just reminded me. This is technically my birthday stream. Yeah, it's my birthday in 9 days. Thank you for reminding me. I honestly forgot, and there's no deadline. So yeah, it is a birthday stream. Thank you for pointing that out. I turned 29 on the 29th. 29 on the 29th. 3 free transfers, no wildcard. I have my free hit. My 11 is... Okay, I've got your 11. Would you roll or buy Chow for Alderete? No stream next week's happy birthday. Thank you very much, I mean, Chuckster. I think I would roll. Do I think Chow's good? Yes. Could I see this being a 0-0 game or Sunderland getting a win? Also, yes. So I think for that reason, it's just probably not worth doing Alderete to Chow. Happy early birthday. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Yeah, no stream on my birthday, sadly. Sad times. APAC says, hello, Ross. Sorry to hear about the leg. I appreciate that, APAC. No worries at all. So what can you do? It's one of those things. Need your help on what to do. Team is Vandenberg, Van Dijk, Anderson, Alderete, Enzo, Bruno, Rogers, Wilson, Thiago, Ekatike. Saar to Gordon / Sobo / others to bench Alderete. No wildcard, free hit, bench boost strategy set. I don't think that's necessary, but at the same time, Saar's been playing so well. I don't mind Saar to Gordon or Soboslai, but I would also have no issue just playing Alderete. I think I would just play Alderete, to be honest. I really don't think that's a bad option. He might get you 4 points, might get you 8 points. He could get an attacking return. It's really not the worst idea. What are your score predictions for this weekend? As always, I do over that side of the stream, that side, I do score predictions. You can see it on the screen, bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Those are my predictions this week. Lots of 2-1s, I've just realised, and 1-1s and stuff. I'm not predicting lots of goals, but maybe I will be surprised. Blank game weeks are often quite disappointing, though, I will say. Sorry if already covered. Thoughts on Wilson cap? I don't think it has been covered too much. I think he's the second best captain. I still prefer Bruno Fernandes, but I really like Wilson. So if you're asking me, should you captain Wilson? By all means, go for it. Chow captain, question mark. I have 10 on a -4. Defcon corners, clean sheet, question. Chow captain, question mark. I have 10 on a -4. Defcon corners, clean sheet. Would I captain Chow? Do you know what? It's not an awful shout. I probably wouldn't, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. Thanks FPL says, help, chips and transfers. I have wildcard bench boost, free hit, 1 free transfer, 2.1 million. I'm not going to be able to help you with chip strategy because we need to wait for the FA Cup games. Based on that team, though, as it stands, I'll tell you what, good thing for you, thanks FPL, is your team looks very flexible. It sort of suits... It probably slightly more suits wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34, but you could easily save the wildcard depending how those FA Cup games go. So, yeah. In terms of transfers... roll the transfer and work out your chip strategy next week. That's a lovely team. You've got 11 players, so you're absolutely sorted. In fact, I think you might have 12. So yeah, you're in a good position. Would you rather buy Palmer or João Pedro this game week and why? It depends on so many factors, but basically João Pedro. If I had to narrow it down, I think João Pedro is just a better asset right now. The only thing Palmer has over João Pedro is pens. And João Pedro could take a pen if Palmer wasn't on the pitch, you never know. And I just think his open play threat has been so much better recently. All but triple captain left. Okay. Is wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34 a no-brainer? It depends on your team. The only reason I don't really like wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34 is mainly your team is going to be weak in 32. Because the teams that double in 33 expected to right now, Chelsea and City, who play against each other. So you would have triple City and triple Chelsea against each other, or at least 5 from those two. Man United don't double in 33, but they have a great fixture in Game Week 32. The same would be the case for Liverpool if they don't reach the semi-finals. Liverpool have a great fixture in 32 against Fulham at home, but they wouldn't double in 33. Your Brentford assets have Everton at home in Game Week 32, but they wouldn't double in 33. So I think 32 and 33 are so different in terms of what team you'd want, that if you wildcard in 32, I just think your team's going to look a little bit honking, is my gut feeling on it. So I don't love it for that reason. I probably still prefer a strategy where you either Wildcard in 33 or wildcard in 35? Semenyo and Haaland to who? I have 2 free transfers. João Pedro and Wilson would be my top 2. If you have Wilson and João Pedro, basically the 3 forwards that I'd want to own are Ekitike, Thiago, João Pedro, and the 3 midfielders I'd most want to have are Fernandes, Wilson, and probably Gordon. So buy any combination of those that you don't own. I kind of have to do it. It's a -4. Can't lose points. Let me remind you. You kind of have to do it? Did I say that? I'm a bit confused about your first thing that you've said there, Dennis. Also, I guess I have to free hit 33 as it's a double game week. Don't see anything else. Don't want to lose P on 3 players. Free hit 33 and free hit 34 are basically the same thing. You just either commit to free hit 33 and then have a good team for 34, or you commit to game week 34 and then free hit 33. Like, it doesn't really matter either way. I wouldn't say... I actually normally free hit in a blank week. In fact, in almost every season, apart from 2 years ago, I would free hit in a blank. So I don't think you have to free hit because it's a double at all. Hi, Ross. I'm currently chasing and I've got my bench boost and free hit left with 2 free transfers. Okay. What should my strategy be? Bench boost and free hit left, you've got 2 options. Free hit 33, bench boost 35. Or bench boost 33, free hit 34. Those are your 2 options. If you need me to repeat, just rewind and listen back to me again there. That PAA guy. And based on which one you do will be what your team looks like now, right? If I don't know what players you've got, so I can't tell you whether a 33 or 35 bench boost will be better. So you need to look at your own team and make a decision off that. Pick one to buy this week. João Pedro, Ekitike, or Bowen? Ooh. If I could only own one of them, I would probably have João Pedro ranked the highest this week, I would say, against an Everton team that aren't very good at home. Did you know FPL Physio did an injury analysis on you? Did he actually do it? Take care. Would you sell Mbeumo if he doesn't start? And should I get João Pedro or Ekitike this week? If Mbeumo doesn't start, I'll probably just risk starting Krupi. Because Creepy might not start, but if neither of them start, then there's not a massive difference between it. So if we get a rumour that Mbeumo doesn't start, I'd probably just bring Creepy in for him and bench Mbeumo. If we get a rumour that both don't start, then yes, I guess I could potentially take a -4 hit. What was my injury analysis from FPL Physio? Did he quote retweet it? No, I don't mean to do that. Sorry, ignore the picture of my foot. How do I look at stuff? View activity? No. I just want to look at the post interactions. Or did he reply? It's just everyone's feet. I don't want to look at all these feet. Where did he reply? So this one? The guy that I blocked? Bit awkward. Okay, right. We've got an injury report. FPL wrapped it in. This is going to get him unblocked. Here we go. Unblock. I think I blocked him because he posted fake team news at some point. That's the only reason I can think. Anyway, FPL wrapped it injury report. FPL wrapped had to be subbed off in live with an ankle injury. He tried to get to you, but eventually had to sit down what seemed to be a sofa. Swelling is visible on the lateral part of the ankle, which could indicate an ankle sprain. There also appears to be some swelling above the lateral malleolus. This could suggest damage to the lateral ligaments, with the anterior talofibular ligament the most likely. However, we can't rule out other ligaments. The blue-red discoloration is completely normal after an ankle injury. It's hard to analyze precisely without footage. Could be anything from run to stepping on Lego. Thank you, kind sir. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, kind sir. There we go. We got an injury report. It's positive. I don't need to go to the hospital. I think I will still go to the hospital, but it would be nice if it was that simple, wouldn't it? You know? Let me get back to answering your FPL questions. Anyway, sorry, I didn't really have out your question. Should you get João Pedro or Ekitike? I think I would prioritise João Pedro ahead of Ekitike at the moment. Chelsea are out of Europe. Liverpool are still in Europe. Ekitike is suffering with his own fitness concerns. João Pedro looks pretty good. I think João Pedro is a better own than Ekitike right now, just about. Bolveric says, I'm chasing 4 points off top. My team, okay, I've got your team, Bolveric. Bench is Martinez, Kukurea, Hall, Soberslight. Bench. Is this a free hit, I assume? Yes. Oh, yeah, you said it's a free hit. I think I'd have Soberslight given he's on penalties. Soberslight on pens is probably better than like a Bowen for me. I would have to have Soberslight in the team now, I think, on a free hit with the Salah news. Other than that, maybe Maguire. I would play Hall ahead of Maguire and Soberslight ahead of Bowen. And then I think that team's perfect, Bolveric. Really nice team. Thanks for the super chat. Alderete to any defender or Haaland's João Pedro? I'd sell Haaland. Go all in with me. If you're chasing. If you're not chasing, then maybe just leave it. But yeah, Haaland's JP I quite like. Dan M2151. Okay, I've got your 11. 2 free transfers and no wild card. Tempted by Burmo to Wilson and Krupi to Bowen, but roll seems sensible. Thoughts? Aim is bench boost 33, free hit 34. I quite like selling Krupi though, considering you've got to start him, so I don't hate that. That's a tough one, actually. Given your strategy, I would almost rather, if you're on bench boost 33, I'd rather buy Gordon, probably, than I would. Because Wilson's not going to double in 33, whereas Gordon is predicted to. So, Mbermo to Gordon, Krupi, and Bowen doesn't. Those 2 transfers don't make sense for your strategy. Wilson will not double in 33, and Bowen won't double in 33, Dan. So you're buying 2 players that won't fit your strategy. What do I prefer then? João Pedro. I would prefer Gordon and João Pedro. If you do the same moves but buy Gordon and João Pedro, they much better suit a bench boost 33, Dan. Hopefully that makes sense. Why is Gordon not being more hyped? Why is he being so hyped? People are saying Gordon was terrible not that long ago. Like, he scores 1 goal and people go absolutely bonkers. I'm not saying Gordon's not a good pick, but I don't understand the massive hype. I think he's good, like really good. In fact, an 8 out of 10 pick, but I don't get he's the most bought player this week. Maybe it'll be my own mistake. I guess the models and algorithms all like Gordon. So if you're a model algorithm based manager, then I get it. Clearly, I'm not. Hello, Ross. Team is the same as yours, except Chalobah for Anderson and JP Rogers Wilson for Mo Dango Garner. Chalobah for Anderson. Okay. No bench. Can you please suggest the best Chalobah transfer? Anderson. Probably. Honestly, Anderson. If not Anderson, Chow or Hall. I will say it once more for everyone that's asking. Firstly, please consider subscribing. I just realized I haven't done a plug. If you've not yet subscribed, subscribe. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. But anyway, if you're free hitting in 34, or if you plan on free hitting in 34, I would buy Chow or Hall. If you're free hitting in 33, or you plan to free hit in 33, I would buy Anderson. It's as simple as that. If you've already used your free hit, I would buy Anderson as well. Warren Martin says, hello, Ross. Gordon or Soberslight, who would you go with and why? I'm so sorry for being repetitive. Gordon, it all depends when you plan on playing your free hit, right? Soberslight right now is predicted to play in 34 and not double in 33, right? So Soberslight won't suit a team where you're not playing a chip before or in 33. Gordon is predicted to double in 33, so he suits that strategy. I think Soberslight leaves your options the most open at the moment. So I would go Soberslight just about. I think in terms of buying midfielders this week, Wilson, Soberslight, Gordon. For me, in that order. And would you sell O'Reilly for Vandenberg or Konsa or roll with 10 and keep? I think O'Reilly to Vandenberg is nice. I don't mind that at all. Gordon or Rogers, cheers. I prefer Gordon to Rogers. Agnibar, I've got your team. My thoughts are Rice to Gordon and roll. Wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34. Tempted to go Chow. Thoughts? If you're wildcarding next week, I would limit the amount of transfers you make this week. So I think Rice to Gordon, roll the second transfer. It makes a lot of sense. I think You've actually got a really nice team as well this week, Agni, bro. I think that is what makes the most sense. Yeah, 100%. Rise to Gordon, leave it there, don't make a second transfer. Awe, say it like this, means hello, our term of agreement. Awe? Awe. Is that right? Awe? Anyway, just a hi and keep up the great work. I made 2 free transfers at the Chaos begin. Big love, Max. Thank you. Max, you've been a member for 53 months. You absolute nutter. That's amazing. Thank you. 53 months of putting up with my nonsense. I very much appreciate the support. The ankles feeling it. Captaincy poll currently 69% on Bruno, 21% on Wilson. We've got 5% on Gordon and 5% others. So basically, most people are captaining Bruno, and then we've got some captaining Wilson and then a few on others. Do you answer only super chats? No, but I would always prioritize super chats. Understandably so, to be honest. If someone's paying money, they deserve to have their message prioritized. There will be some streams when there's a crazy number of super chats, which I'm so appreciative of, that's the predominant thing that I do, but I try and bounce back and forth as much as possible, you know. Would you bench Dango or DCL? I'd honestly start Calvert-Lewin because he's a penalty taker, but I wouldn't want to bench either of those, to be honest. Palmer or João Pedro? Sorry for shouting. I prefer João Pedro. If you're talking about captaincy, I think you can certainly captain Palmer given he's on pens, but just as an asset, I prefer João Pedro. Ishan. 3 free transfers. Got your team. Thoughts on buying Chow, Palmer, Richie? I don't think I'd buy Richarlison, honestly. I like Chow. I like Palmer. I like Anderson as your other option. I think with a team like that, I think you need to sell a defender. Like, you want to field 3. So I think Munoz to Chow. Then you've got Rice, Wilson, Soboslai, Bruno, Ryan. I think with that team, I would do Munoz to Chow, Rice to Gordon. Munoz to Chow, Rice to Gordon. Your other option, of course, you could do something like Guiu to Calvert-Lewin. I don't mind. Those would be the 3 transfers I'd be considering. But yeah, I mean, trust yourself. If you want to go for Palmer and you can afford Palmer, then by all means, you know, sell Haaland to Thiago and then do Rice to Palmer. That works as well. Play Mukiele as the 11th man or -4 a Blanca to Chow. I think I'll just play Mukiele and hope and pray. Liz_LC says, I have Munoz, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Rice and Haaland blanking plus Mukiele. Okay, so 5 free transfers and you've got 5.5 players blanking. Who and how many to prioritise transferring out? Top of my mini league and being flexible regarding chip strategy, have Wilson, Bruno, and Ekatike. Okay, that's really useful to have all of that info. Gut instinct here tells me that you should probably make 2 defensive transfers, right? Because you've got 3 defenders blanking plus a 4th that might. So you could be in a position where you only have 1 defender. So I think I would sell Munoz and 1 of O'Reilly or Mukiele, probably O'Reilly. Munoz and O'Reilly to Anderson and Hall, or Anderson and Chow. If you've already got Anderson, you could go like Bassi and Chow. Or you could even go Hall and Chow. But I think making 2 defender transfers is the most sensible option here, personally. Start Krupi or Alderete? Probably Alderete. Yeah, probably Alderete, just about. Cal says, start Enzo or Njaya into Bravka or Pickford. Ooh. I would start... I honestly... I do love a penalty taker. I'd be tempted to start Njaya for the pens. And Dubravka or Pickford, I think I'd go Pickford. Yeah, screw it. Go all in on Everton. Njaya and Pickford, I would go. Forced into a hit this week. Thoughts on Chalobah and... Chalobah to Anderson, Goodmanson to Chow, Semenyo to Gordon. Plan on for wildcard 33, free at 34. I don't have Wilson. Is Bruno Fernandes a much better captain than Gordon? If you don't have Wilson, I'd probably prefer to buy Wilson than Gordon, but I get buying Gordon. I don't think Fernandes is that much better of a captain than Gordon, but I personally do believe he is a better captain. Yeah. Wildcard 33, free hit 34. I think those are nice transfers, Transfer Life. I'd be happy to do it. Chow or Hall, please go in depth. Chow has just shown a lot of goal threat recently, and he is usually slightly better for DEFCON, but Lewis Hall has got a lot of assist threat, and he's also decent for DEFCON. Let me put it like this. I think Chow is a better asset than Hall, but I really don't think there is a massive amount in it. I think Chow is an 8 out of 10 buy, and I think Lewis Hall is probably like a 7.5 out of 10 buy. So there's really not a massive amount between the pair of them. I think they're both good. Salem? My midfield, Njaya, Tavernier, Mbermo, Bruno, Rogers. I want to bring in Wilson, but for who? I honestly wouldn't. But if you are to, I think it would probably be for... Probably Iliman Njai. I think Iliman Njai is your weakest asset there of the bunch. Just about. But I probably would just leave it as it is and just hope that Wilson doesn't go too big. Lucian says... Okay, I've got your team. Sell Chalobah for a -4 or play Kroopy or a different transfer. Wildcard 32. If you're on Wildcard 32, I would just play Kroopy and hope he gets a couple of points. Because if Kroopy gets 2 points, your defender that you bring in, even if they get 6, all that does is pay back the hit. So you need Kroopy to blank massively, and you need the defender that you're bringing in to go big. And even then, it's not going to be that much of a gain. Paul says... 3 free transfers. Okay, I've got your chip strategy. Have 11 with only Chalobah on the bench. Rogers to Wilson/Gordon, or replace Chalobah, or just roll. Have an 11 with only Chalobah on the bench. Rogers to Wilson/Gordon, or replace Chalobah, or roll. I don't think I would sell Rogers, honestly. I think selling Chalobah looks nice. Chalobah to Chow or Hall. Or Anderson. I think Chow, Hall, and Anderson are my top 3 defenders to buy. That's why I keep repeating them. But yeah, I think I'd sell Chalobah there, Paul. I don't think I would sell Rogers. I could absolutely see Rogers doing well in a game like this. Keanu. Got your team. 3 free transfers. All the chips left. 2.3 million in the bank. Wildcard 32. Free hit 34. I don't know the best strat. So you're going to wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34. So what should you do with your team? Do you have a full team? You go Van Dijk, Senesi, Hill. You do have a full team. I think... I would probably say... I think that team is probably a roll. Nah, I think I'd make a move, actually. You've got Wilson. I think Rice to Gordon or Soboslai and bench Kroopy is the only move that I would justify there, Keanu. I don't mind selling Rice to bench Kroopy. That's a tempting move. Only because you have 3 free transfers. If you didn't have 3 free transfers, I would say just roll. But you can go and do it. Sean Holland says, good evening, sir. Good evening to you, Sean. Thank you for being a member, firstly, and thank you for the super chat. I've got your team. 1 free transfer, no chip strat. Rogers to Gordon, or stay flexible. Nice team. That's a nice team. Yeah, that's a lovely team. I absolutely would not be using a transfer from Rogers to Gordon. If you've got no chip strategy, you've only got 1 free transfer, and you've already got Rodon on your bench, who's a decent option to start, that tells me that you are absolutely in the position to just leave it. And happy birthday for next week. I'm sick of Rogers. I get being sick of Rogers, but that just for me doesn't. Unless it would really make you enjoy the game week more, Sean, then I get it. But for me, that's just not a good use of the transfer. Or at least not a necessary. I won't say not a good use, but it's not a necessary use. Hey Ross, I'm considering doing Kroopy to Pedro. The second transfer is Rogers/Rice to Wilson/Anderson. What would you do? Thanks. Yeah, Kroopy to Pedro and Rice to Wilson, Zodiac. Looks good to me. Zodiac, remind me whereabouts in Denmark you're from. I forget. Another poor game week for us both with 45 versus 35. I finally had a good week, Thor. Thor, I was talking about you the other day and where you live in Norway. I was talking to my mum about you, actually. I really want to just come visit you in Norway. I know you invited me once, but I don't know if it was a genuine invite. But I would love to come say hello in Norway. I've already used my wildcard, so contemplating either rolling in order to have transfers available for double game week bench boost, or getting Wilson in for Rodgers, KDH, or Enzo. Already used my wildcard, so contemplating either rolling in order to have transfers available for... Yeah, okay. Could I justify... I mean, I could definitely justify bringing in Wilson for Dewsbury Hall or Enzo, but I would lean towards rolling. Yeah, I would lean towards rolling, just about, Thor. Thanks, Ross. I live 5 kilometers from Copenhagen. Okay, I thought it was Copenhagen. That's. I do want to visit Denmark as well. Lots of places I want to visit. So much of the world to see. Instead, I'm stuck playing this game, you know. Butte DOF, rank 24k, wildcard, wildcard free hit bench boost remaining when? Rank 24k with 3 chips left's good. I think you've got 2 strategies. Wildcard 32, wildcard 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34, or you've got wildcard 33, no, free hit 33, wildcard 35, bench boost 36 is your other option. So I think you either wildcard 32 into a bench boost 33 or you wildcard 35 into a bench boost 36, and then you play the free hit in the other game week. 1 free transfer. I have 11 players. Start Alderete / Rice to Wilson / Roll. Sorry, start Alderete or Rice to Wilson or Roll. I think Rice to Wilson sounds nice to me, and then have Alderete as the first sub. GGP. Khan, good to see you as always. You got 4 free transfers, 2 million in the bank. Should I sell Rice to Gordon / Sobo? Any other subs? Also, wildcard 32, free hit 33. No, wildcard 32, free hit 33 doesn't work. You need to free hit, if you're free hitting in 33, you wildcard in 35, or you wildcard in 33 and free hit in 34. Free hit 33, wildcard 32 doesn't work. The reason I say that is it's 33 and 34 that you need to offset from each other. They're the weeks that you need a different team. So that wouldn't really work very well, that strategy, I would say. But anyway, Rice to Gordon. Would I do that with your team? Yes. Who would you then bench? You'd then bench Mukiele, right? Which makes sense. Yeah, I think I would do Rice to... Gordon versus Soboslai Khan is honestly up in the air. Right? I think that's a 50-50. I think go for whatever your gut feeling tells you. But I would make the move and then probably bench Mukiele. Just in case he doesn't play, of course. The invitation is genuine. We live in Vestara. Oh, I need to copy that because just avoid late June, early July as we are in Canada. Okay. I've copied that into my tab because I was trying to remember whereabouts you lived, Thor. Send me a DM if you want, if you fancy it, Thor. I would definitely be up for coming. I wouldn't make you show me around the whole time, but it would definitely be good to meet up. Fabio says, hello, Ross. Start Keane for 11 players and hope Tark doesn't feature and roll 3 free transfers, or sell Keane to Bassey Chow Hall. I would sell Keane. I have a feeling that Tark will play. So I would sell Keane to Bassey Chow Hall. If you're wildcarding 32, just who are you vibing with? Honestly, I'd probably go Bassey or Hall because they're more differential. Like if you're chasing. If you're not chasing, go Chow. He'll be the highest owned. Only the free hit left in Chow Hall Cash or Chow VVD Rodon. That's actually quite a close one. Yeah, that's closer than I thought it would be. I think Chow Van Dijk Rodon is still the better structure, though. That leaves you with a premium defender. You can move elsewhere, you know? Bench one of Njaya Tavernier or João Pedro. Oh. Probably Iliman Njaya. Hello, Ross. I'm stuck between benching João Pedro or Dango. I would start João Pedro ahead of Dango 10 times out of 10, personally. Lewis says, I have one free transfer, only have 10 starting, already used my wild card. Would you transfer out Mukiele or just take a chance he starts and play with 10 or roll? Mukiele's such a monster, though, isn't he? Like, you'll be happy to have him after this week, and he might start. I think in your case, with one free transfer and wildcard already used, I think I'd risk it. Listen, worst case, you play with 10. You could still get a green arrow of 10 players. And I think you'd be happy to have Mukiele after that. And also be happy to have 2 free transfers. So I think I would lean towards rolling, Lewis. I think that makes most sense. P2AJ, I've got your team. You've got 5 free transfers, nothing in the bank, and all chips except the triple captain. Need 2 players. Okay. I think what you're doing then is Rice to Wilson. And Gay to Chow. No, Chalobah to Chow. Chalobah to Chow. No, you've got Wilson. I'm confused. Why is Wilson listed in your defenders? I'm really confused now why Wilson's in there. Okay, in that case, Rice to Soboslai or Gordon, if you've already got Wilson, and Chalobah to Chow. I would use those two as your 2 transfers, P to AJ. Reese said, I used my wild card already. Am I cooked? Alternative chip strap. No, you're not cooked. You just need to save your free hit for 33 or 34. Anyone, if you've used your free triple wild card, you've got your wild card, your triple captain, you bet, doesn't matter. Free hit, if you're not playing it this week, has to be played in 33 or 34. I have used my bench boost and triple captain, so I only have my free hit and wild card left. If you've only got free hit and wild card left, you're looking at free hit 33, wild card 35, or wild card 33, free hit 34. They're your 2 options. Is this the final team, Rossi boy? No, I'm selling Salah. Probably to Wilson. Probably to Wilson. In fact, part of me is tempted, if we got news that Mbermo was on the bench for some reason, part of me would be tempted to keep Salah and sell Mbermo instead. Chat, would you do that? If we got a rumour that Mbermo was on the bench, would you sell Mbermo and keep Salah, or would you still sell Salah? Interested to know your thoughts. I could, of course, take a -4 to sell Mbermo, and maybe I do that. Maybe if Mbermo and Salah are out, I take a -4 and I buy... Sorry, if Mbermo's bench, we know Salah's out, I could buy Soboslai and Wilson. Something like that. It could be fun to take you to a football game in Denmark. I'd love that. I'd love that. Sell Salah, still sell Salah. Still sell Salah. Okay. Okay. Fine. I really like Captain Wilson, for everyone still asking. Yeah, I really like Captain Wilson. I have no issue at all. I'd be very tempted myself. I'm just going to lean Bruno because I love Bruno Fernandes. I am the Bruno Fernandes fan club, though, so don't trust me too much on all of that. I captain him whenever I can. Dango or Gordon? I prefer Gordon to Dango. How's it going? 3 players blanking. I need to get rid of Heaven. I don't have enough for Chow. Is it okay to go Van den Berg? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I really like Van den Berg. Think it's a nice transfer. If you don't want to go Van den Berg, let's say you don't have Anderson. I prefer Anderson to Van den Berg. But after Anderson, unless you want to double up on Fulham and go for Bassey, I think Van den Berg's probably the best 4.5 after Anderson. Robinson or Tete? Bassey. Robinson's just not really been at it since we're coming back from injury. They've got Sessegnon. And Tete apparently is a doubt. If Tete wasn't a doubt, I would say Tete, but... Hi, Ross. Hello, Jish. Good to see you, my friend. I have just about 11, okay? I have 3 transfers. Sell Rice to Soboslai and bench Dango or Mbermo. I have Wilson. Come to India instead of Denmark. Way more interesting. Yeah, India is such a fascinating place. I definitely do want to see so many parts of India. Especially, like I say, playing GeoGuessr as a game. You just get to see so much of the world. And yeah. So many places, Jish, on my list of countries to visit. Would I sell Rice to bench Dango or Mbermo? No, I think Jish, I would just leave it. It doesn't make sense. Unless we get a leak that Mbermo's benched, I don't think selling Rice to Soboslai makes too much sense in this case. Just gives you a bit of a benching headache. I have 5 players benching, got 5 free transfers. Do I free hit? Definitely don't free hit. I would just use 1 or 2 transfers. 2 transfers to get a full 11. I've got 8 playing. 3 free transfers. What is better? Gay, Semenyo, Mane to Rodon, Wilson, João Pedro, or keep Gay and sell Timber and get Anderson instead? Ooh. Okay. That's actually a very good question. Because as you say, you would prefer Anderson to Rodon, but you'd prefer Timber to Gay. I don't think there's that much between Rodon and Anderson, but I think there's a little bit between Timber and Gay. So I would say Gay, Semenyo, Mane to Rodon, Wilson, João Pedro, and I would keep Timber. Just about. It's very close, though. Martin says 2 free transfers only, free hit / bench boost. Salah to Soboslai or roll and play Krupi Jr. I would do Salah to Soboslai. Yeah, Salah to Soboslai. Best Chalobah replacement if holding wildcard till 35, thanks. I think Fulham defenders look the best. Yeah, probably Anderson and Bassi. Vandenberg. Van Dijk, if you don't have Van Dijk, obviously is great. Maybe Maguire. Like, De Ligt's still really struggling with his back, so I don't think he'll be back anytime soon. So yeah, Maguire's not awful. If you and Pickle could have an open plane ticket to go anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? I don't know if we'd go for exactly the same places. If you could give me a plane ticket, chat, answer this question. If I could give you an open plane ticket to go anywhere in the world, it's a good question, actually. Where would you go? All right, I can go anywhere in the world with this plane ticket. Can it only be one country? Can it be like a series of countries? Okay, I'm going to give you 3 answers. 3 answers. 1. Okay. Japan, New Zealand, Canada. Banff in particular. Alberta. Canada, but specific part. Japan and New Zealand. My third answer was I really want to do Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand. You know that, I think they call it the Golden Trio. But I would want to do those 3. Why are you playing Dubravka instead of Verbruggen? Yeah, I actually need to think about this. Dubravka or Verbruggen? Like, part of me is very tempted. I think I'm still going to start Dubravka, but part of me is very tempted to start Verbruggen. How about South America? Yeah, do you know where I want to go in South America? I'm desperate to go to Chile. I just think it's such a stunning place. But Brazil as well, obviously. Love to go to Brazil. Why not Russia? I don't really want to take a plane there right now, but some beautiful parts for sure. I love watching videos about like Yakutsk and like the coldest city in the world, is it? Obviously a massive place as well. There are a lot of places that I'd want to go that I can't fly right now, sadly. I'm going, like, in terms of this year, Portugal in 2 weeks, hopefully not with a broken ankle. Yeah, Portugal, Croatia, and Greece. That's what I'm doing this year. I've been to Egypt before, Danny. I liked Egypt. I've not been to the US. I do want to visit the US. I'm always so overwhelmed with where to go in the US. In terms of like, if you said I can only visit one state, and this is no disrespect to all of the other states, I think, would that be where I'd go? I think I'd lean Colorado if I could only visit one state, but I might be off on that being my choice. But I think I'd be tempted to go Colorado. But I like beautiful scenery and mountains, as opposed to just like, Yeah, like everyone's saying, like LA. Like I don't know, less of a desire for me. Maybe I'm wrong though. I would like to know why you've chosen Dubravka as in. I just think that Liverpool are a much better attack than Fulham. That's basically it. I think both concede, but Dubravka does make a lot of saves, doesn't he? Why aren't we captaining João Pedro? I don't own João Pedro, so... Cash for Chalobah, planning long term, wildcard at 35. Yeah, I don't mind Cash, as long as he can stay fit, then he's a good option. Cash would be more tempting to me if he hadn't had his fitness concerns. Steely John has become a Rap Tier 2 member, thank you very much. Ross, please remind me about double game week 36 again. The only double that I think we can get in 36 is basically the Crystal Palace City game. So City could have a double of Brentford at home and Crystal Palace at home. You should visit Wyoming and Montana, Ross. I mean, I probably should just, at some point, just get a car and do a proper US road trip. We could do meetups in every state. Wish I could. Wish I had the time for that, eh? Abhishek, I've got your team. Nothing, do nothing or a -4 to bring Gordon in. Want him, but does the team look fine? So if you brought in Gordon, you'd have to bench like Sharda or Mbermo, which I don't love. I think that's absolutely just a leave it as it is, Abhishek. I don't think you need to take a -4 hit with that team. It looks really nice. Liz says, with 11 playing this week, including Mukiele, use a free transfer to replace him or just pray. Or replace Haaland. If Canada, you should come to Vancouver. Also heard very good things about Vancouver. So definitely on the list if I come to Canada, don't worry. But would I replace Haaland or Mukiele or just hope? If you're feeling brave, Liz, I think you said you were leading your mini leagues, right? Rather than chasing. If you're feeling brave, selling Haaland to João Pedro, Ekatiko, Thiago, whichever one you don't own, I don't hate it. But it is brave because Haaland can still go really big. I don't think I'd bother replacing Mukiele, personally. Alex says Semenyo and Krupi to Soboslai / Gordon and DCL or Anderson and João Pedro. Oh, that's tough. I actually probably prefer Anderson and João Pedro, Alex, honestly. That's a very tough combination, but yeah. The Tetons in Wyoming is a site to poll. Tetons? Sorry for being so uncultured. Tetons? It's a jagged 40-mile mount. Oh, wow. Yeah. See, that for me is what I love. Yeah. Beautiful. Tetons. Okay, Tetons. Yeah, that's stunning. So many parts of the US, like country, like rural US. Again, just from playing GeoGuess, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. And it's the US, like, yeah, near Yellowstone. Oh, okay. I've heard of Yellowstone. Who are you replacing for Salah? Honestly, probably Wilson. Maybe Soboslai. That's where I stand right now. Again, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, could you please do me a favor and make sure to subscribe? I'd really appreciate it. It doesn't take long. Hit that subscribe button and also make sure to like the stream as well. Goes a long way. Maybe at some point I should just do like a travel related stream where we talk about all of this, because I could just talk about it for hours and I could just bring up pictures on Google and stuff, but this is an FPL stream at the end of the day, you know? Hi Ross, is it worth using 2 free transfers to get Gordon and Chow for Dallo and Enzo? No, probably not. I don't love that. I think I'd rather just keep the transfers. Hello, Ross. Do you have any cities in Vietnam you want to visit in particular? Asking for a Vietnamese subscriber. Hanoi was top of my list, but let me know. I mean, you're the expert. If you're Vietnamese, then you know the places to go. There's probably loads of places I not even heard of that are fantastic. Best Chalobah replacements, any budget. Van Dijk, then Hall/Chow, then Anderson. Johnster, thank you for being a member for 12 months. I appreciate it. Hi, Ross. Raya to Gordon. Ryan to Gordon. Ooh. If you've got multiple free transfers and the team looks good, yes. If not, I think that's a luxury move. It isn't necessary. I still think Ryan's not a bad pick. Drew Thomas says, happy Friday, Ross. Happy Friday, Drew. 2 transfers. Haaland to João Pedro and Semenyo to Parma. Haaland to João Pedro and Semenyo to Parma. Don't mind it. I have Wilson, Bruno, Lafia, Anderson, Rodon, Virgil, Thiago, Rice, Aureli, Gabriel, Ekatike. Yeah. Yeah, I quite like those transfers. They're aggressive. They're banking on Chelsea doing a job, but I do like them overall. Daniel Butler says, hello, mate. Doing Chow for Gay and Gordon for Rice. Perfect, Daniel. Would you do João Pedro for Haaland for a further hit of chasing? By the way, Stellenbosch in SA is worth a look. Stellenbosch? Why have I not heard of Stellenbosch? I thought I knew South Africa quite well. Ah, just outside Cape Town. Okay, I've added it to the list. Thank you for the recommendation, Daniel. Yeah, South Africa. I've got so many of my amazing members, my YouTube members, that is, are from South Africa. By the way, if you want to become a YouTube member, feel free to do it. We do weekly member streams. Get to know you guys quite well across the time. No pressure. There's never any pressure to become a member, but I think you missed my super chat. Did I? I can't see it. Are you sure it went through? Turn the hat around. John Stuff says, hello, Ross. Would you do Tarkowski to Chow or roll to 3 free transfers and hope Tarkowski plays? I think Tarkowski will play, so I would roll and hope Tarkowski plays, honestly. Yeah, I think I would lean that way. Now you look 40 years old. That's made me look older. Damn. It's tough out here. Irfan Kordabadi. 3 free transfers. Not sure what to go with. Okay, I've got your team. You wildcarded in 24. Okay. So you've got Mane, Haaland, Gab. Van der Ven's not great, but is he still suspended? No, okay. That team looks okay. That team looks pretty decent to me. I think what could you do with that team? Depends how much money you have in the bank, to be fair. But I think Haaland and Mane to... No, that's a waste because then you just got a benching headache. Van der Ven, Alderete, Anderson, Senesi. I guess it doesn't give you a benching headache, does it? Because you bench one of your defenders. Sorry, I'm trying to work out what the best thing to do for you here is, Irfan. I think probably you could either roll the transfer or I think sell Haaland. You could sell Haaland to Ekatike or João Pedro. That would be tempting for me, but yeah. Take the hat off. No, you're not getting that lucky today. Not getting that lucky, eh? Joe Roach says, when are the double game weeks? Got all chips. Thinking of using triple captain this week on Bruno to make up 11. Head-to-head opponent has 11. If head-to-head is all as important to you, then go for it. There are definitely better weeks to triple captain, though. The double game weeks will be 33 for 6 teams and maybe 36 for 2 teams. That's it. Could be 35 for 2 teams. Basically, the Game Week 33 doubles will be because of the Game Week 34 blanks. Then we might have another double at some point for Crystal Palace and Manchester City, which is probably predicted to be in 36 at the moment. Mark says, hello. Hello, Mark. I've got your team. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. You've got 1.6 million. Is that your rank or money in the bank? I'm going to assume that's money in the bank. Wildcard, triple captain use. What moves do you think I should make next? You've used the wildcard and you've used the triple. So you've got bench boost and free hit. Okay. So you need to think long term here. You've got 1.6. So you could do Mane up to someone 6. You could do like Mane to Calvert-Lewin as an option. But you've got 11. Right? Haaland? No, you got Haaland in your team, so you don't have 11. Thiago, Wilson, Rodgers. Okay. I think Semenyo to Szoboszlai or Gordon would be very tempting to me. Otherwise, I think maybe roll because you've used the wild card. Like, I think if you've used a wild card, rolling a transfer this week isn't a bad thing. You're going to have to sacrifice game weeks at some point, and this isn't a terrible week to sacrifice. So I think Haaland to Ekitike or João Pedro, Semenyo to Gordon or Szoboszlai, or Mane to Calvert-Lewin. All of those are fine. I would only make a maximum of one of them, though. I also think you could roll the transfer mark. So there's a few options for you to think about, but that team doesn't look terrible. I don't think it should be too bad for you this week. Which is better with 1.8 million in the bank? Sharda/Rodgers to Sobo or Mbermo, or Anderson to Wilson for a -4? None of the above. Wiesel, I think you absolutely just roll the transfer there. I especially hate selling Anderson, but Sharda and Rodgers to Szoboszlai and Mbermo is just not really a big upgrade for me. Maybe, like if you were say, Ross, I really do want to make a transfer, Sharda to Szoboszlai is probably your best option that you've listed there, but I'm not super keen on that, to be honest. Hey Ross, 2 free transfers, 2.1 million in the bank, can do one of the following 2 moves. Which would you recommend? Nico O'Reilly and Goodmanson to Chow and Anderson, or Nico O'Reilly and Guiu to Chow and Calvert-Lewin? Ah, okay. I think Chow and Calvert-Lewin. I think Guiu's just an issue. Calvert-Lewin's a really nice option. I don't mind Anderson, of course, but I think Calvert-Lewin's a nice option this week. And beyond. Best midfielder to buy if I don't fancy Gordon. Szoboszlai, if you've already got Wilson. It's Wilson, then Szoboszlai, then Gordon for me. I have Wilson, Bruno, Dango, and Jaya Rice. Any suggestions? I think Rice to Szoboszlai. Also, thoughts on Ekitike captain I'm chasing. I don't mind Ekitike cap. I'd be surprised if he's benched in this one. So yeah, I think it's decent. It's not my favourite option, but he's not a bad option at all. How long do we have? You've got just over half an hour until the deadline, chat. Khan says, would you do Senesi to Chow and Garner to Szoboszlai? 3 free transfers left. Well, after those moves, so do you have 5? I can't remember, Khan. Let me see if I can find your initial... You've got 4 free transfers at the moment. So now you've got 3. I wouldn't use 2 of your 3 free transfers on Senesi to Chow, Garner to Szoboszlai. Got Gordon for Rice already. Okay, can sell Haaland for João Pedro and get in Palmer for 1 mid. I honestly would be much more tempted by Haaland, João Pedro and Palmer in for a midfielder, but I just think you leave the team now, Khan. Like, I don't think this is a week to be pushing it. This isn't a week to be like... I don't know, like there are weeks where it feels like there's really high upside and it's worth using all your transfers and being really aggressive. It just doesn't feel like this is the week. If there's a leak that Mbermo is benched, what's your plan? Probably just start Krupi. Are we playing GeoGuessr? Sadly not. I think I'm going to go to the hospital after the live stream. So yeah, sadly no GeoGuessr. I'll just be straight on that. But definitely for the next one. I might even do a GeoGuessr live stream over the the break from FPL. So keep an eye out for that. I'll link my channel because I wouldn't do it on FPL Raptor. I would do it on my Geo Raptor if I do it like a dedicated live stream. There you go. Feel free to go and subscribe to my other YouTube channel. If you haven't seen, by the way, I've just destroyed my ankle. I need to make sure that it's not fractured or broken, basically. This is the current state of the ankle. It's probably looking a little bit worse now, I'll be honest, but it's not great, I would say. Not feeling fantastic under the desk. A little bit bruised. I also go to Lisbon in 2 weeks, so if I can not be in a cast, that would help. How many transfers have you got? Sadly, just the one. Like, if I had 2 transfers, I'd probably just sell Mbermo and Salah if Mbermo to be league bench. I could even... that's a fracture, mate, for sure. That's defo ligaments. Look at those 2 messages back to back. That's defo ligaments. That's a fracture for sure. You are hairy like the Sasquatch, basically, yeah. I'm a hairy man. How did the injury to the ankle happen? I went to volley a football and my ankle just snapped. It made a very loud noise. I've torn the ligaments and sprained that same ankle like 3 times. It could be a ligament fracture. It could be ligament and fracture. It could be both. Could literally be any number of injuries, which is probably why I need a scan. I couldn't be bothered, but I think I should. You know? It's just, if you're from the UK, you know, it's really rough. A&E. Like, I'm going to probably sit in A&E for like 8 hours, I'd say. 6 to 8 hours I'll probably be in there, waiting to be seen. It's going to be that bad, especially on a Friday night. I probably should have gone instead of live streaming, but what can you do? I love you guys too much. How long ago was that? That was yesterday, 24 hours ago. The Ross injury has ruined my team. I have no bench cover, best replacements. Take a -4. Replace that absolute fraud. He's not any good anyway, you know. Bench one of AG, Soboslai, JP, or Palmer for Semenyo Haaland. Buy one of Anthony Gordon, Soboslai, JP, or Palmer. I think Semenyo to Anthony Gordon or Soboslai. Which one you choose, it's a 50-50. You decide. You decide. Free hit active, bench Virgil for double Fulham defence. Yes, I wouldn't have Virgil van Dijk on a free hit. I wouldn't. Start Tavernier or Calvert-Lewin. Very close, but I'd start the player tonight. Start your player tonight. One free transfer. Anderson for Wilson or Haaland for Sesko. Neither. I wouldn't do either of those personally. Daniel Butler says, following on from my last super chat, would you do Haaland's JP or Watkins for a hit when chasing? Oh, sorry, Daniel. Yeah, I don't think I answered your message. So sorry. I definitely wouldn't buy Watkins. I think that's a bad buy right now. He's been really poor. Haaland to João Pedro, I quite like. Yeah, I quite like Haaland to João Pedro. João Pedro is just playing at a very high level right now. 800k overall rank. Bench Gabriel, Haaland, Rice. Swap Munoz for who and play Alderete to field 11. Or swap Rice and bench Alderete. Can't sell Haaland as used wildcard already. I would sell Rice and bench Alderete. Apologies. Rice to Wilson. Rice to Soboslai. Rice to Gordon. Hi Ross, Mukiele is already a hot talking point. Anyways, 29k, one free transfer, no bench. Mukiele to a 4.4, sell Timber or risk. Have all but triple captain, want to be flexible. If you want to be flexible with one free transfer, you should roll and you should risk it. And I don't think there are that many defenders that are that high upside that you can sell Mukiele to. So I would just risk it and hope Mukiele starts probably. I've got 3 City and 3 Arsenal. Free hit or wild card? Neither. If you're going to use one, probably free hit. I think the wild card, you just can't build a good wild card right now because you just don't know which players you want. I'd say a free hit. Ahmed, thank you for the super chat, but there was no message. Hi Ross, thanks for all the content over this long period and hope you enjoy the break. Any nice plans, mate? Going to Lisbon myself next weekend. Yeah, going to Lisbon in 2 weeks. Going to A&E tonight. So I'm really hopeful that I'm not in a cast. I can deal with it in a space boot. That's not the end of the world because you can walk on a space boot. You can't walk when it's casted. So I'm really hoping it's not a fracture or break. Anyway, I've got my birthday in 9 days. So on the 29th, I have my birthday. And then I'm going to Lisbon shortly after that, which is exciting. Murat Tizig says, hello, Ross. Would you do Munoz to Chow, Rice to Wilson, and Guiu to João Pedro for a -4, or just do the first 2 transfers and risk with Mukiele and play with 10 players? Munoz to Chow, Rice to Wilson, and Guiu to João Pedro, or just do the first 2 and risk with Mukiele? I would do all 3. Screw it. If you've got the ability to do Guiu to João Pedro, just get it done. Make all 3 for the -4 hit. Yes, Ross, I have knackered my ankle if you're watching. If you're not watching, then I'm just talking to no one. Oh, happy birthday, mate. Yeah, 9 days. I'm a March baby. I'm 29 on the 29th. I'm running a 5K tomorrow, hoping to do it under 17 minutes. So under 17 minutes, 5K. That's sensational. I, on the other hand, took 33 minutes to walk 0.4 kilometers today. That's how bad my pain is. Do you feel old? Right now I do, because my knees hurt. I twisted my ankle playing football. I've got back pain. So yeah, right now I would say I do feel pretty old. Hi Ross, top man. Top man, what, like the brand, or I'm a top man? You're a top man. How long we got till the stream? To the deadline. 27 minutes to the deadline. I should just make my transfer, shouldn't I? Really. Hello, Ross. Hope your foot/ankle feels better soon. You're still on Dubravka over Verbruggen. I mean, Dubravka Verbruggen, they're just both conceding, aren't they? They're both conceding, so I don't think it matters. What are you going to do about Salah? Just sell Salah to Wilson, probably. You are pretty old. Yeah, 29 is getting there, isn't it? It's getting there. Hi, Ross. Start Vandenberg or Lewis Hall? Definitely Lewis Hall. Feist says, well, I've got your team, Feist. 2 free transfers. DCL and Wilson for Semenyo and Guiu. Wildcard 32. Yes, I would do that. Yeah, they're massively high upside transfers. That could shoot you up the rankings in 1 week, Feist, so I would do those. Nico Chris Real says, hello, Ross. Got 4 players blanking. Sell Rice to Wilson or Haaland to JP. Probably on wildcard 32 and probably want both back for double game week 33. I would just eat the loss on Rice and I do Rice to Wilson. I would just accept that you're going to lose 0.4. You might not end up wanting Rice. You never know. So, yeah, I would do Rice to Wilson, I think. Hi, Ross. Is Durable definitely starting? Who's Durable? What is that a typo for? No idea who that's a typo for. Is taking a -4 for Wilson worth it? If it's a -4 to sell a good player like Rodgers, no. If it's a -4 because you only have 10 players, then probably. Like, if it's Rice to Wilson to field 11, then take a -4. If it, like I say, if it's Rodgers or Dango to Wilson or something like that, then probably not. Would you rather have Palmer or João Pedro for 1 week? For 1 week? For 1 week, I wouldn't mind Palmer. But João Pedro is the better long-term asset for sure. Sorry, just readjusting that chair that my leg is on. Save the last transfer or bring in Gordon. I have 12 playing players. If you've got 12, I think you just leave it. Bowen or Ekatike? Ekatike just. It's pretty close, though. Thanks, mate. Cheers. Hope your ankle gets better. Thank you. I'll update you from A&E tonight. Hopefully I have some internet. I'm hoping I have internet because I want to watch the Man United game. And I won't be able to watch the Man United game in the hospital if they don't have internet. But yeah, I'll update you throughout the process. Jason says, hello, Ross. I'm currently 300k, aiming for top 100k, armband on Bruno, but wondering if this is the week to go riskier and captain Wilson. I still have bench boost, free hit, and wildcard for future weeks. Okay, there's two things to say here, Jason. Firstly, at 300k, you don't really need to chase to top 100k. Like, you're probably only 25, 30 points off, which isn't really that bad. So I don't think you need to go risky yet. But I don't know that captaining Wilson is that risky. He's a great player with a great fixture. And Bruno's not got the best fixture. Bournemouth away could definitely be better. So I would probably go for it, Jason, but not because you need to chase, more just because I think it's a good option. Best Haaland replacement, and should it be done? Ekatike, Thiago, and João Pedro. Whichever of the three you don't own out of Ekatike, Thiago, and João Pedro, I would buy them. Most people own two of them. Just buy the third. If you don't own two of them, I think I'd rank them João Pedro, Thiago, Ekatike in that order. Philip Berg, 1, 2, 3. I've got your team. Also, thoughts on the team? Good. Very, very good. Yeah, I love that team. Bruno Fernandes is the only one that you're missing. Also, chasing opposition, probably captains Bruno. Think I'll go Palmer, or is it the wrong week to chase with the risky captain? Oh no, I've seen you do have Bruno. Sorry, I missed Bruno somehow in that message. I quite like Palmer cap. I don't think this is a bad week to back against Bruno. It's not like Bruno's got Burnley at home himself. Like, you could absolutely back against Bruno this week. Much love from Serbia. Any news on Mukiele? We have not heard any news on Mukiele or Roofs. Like, there's been nothing. They're just going to have late fitness tests. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get anything too concrete there. Ahmed says, hello, Ross. My team, only Hill in defence. Wilson, Tavernier, Bruno, Palmer, Cunha, Pedro, Thiago. 3 free transfers. Go Ekatike and 2 defenders, or 3 defenders, or 2 defenders and roll. But the thing is, if you go Ekatike, you've got to bench like Tavernier or something, which doesn't feel that necessary. So I would honestly just make 2 defender transfers and roll. Ranked 5k. Well done, Ahmed. Well done. Yeah, I would make 2 defender transfers, roll the 3rd transfer. Probably Chow and Anderson. Chow and Anderson would be the 2 I would go for. Best keeper for a 1-week punt. Leno. Leno or Ramsdale. Gordon and Hall for Timber and Rice. Is it worth a -4? It depends when you're wildcarding and when you're free hitting, because Timber and Rice are really good options after this week. So if you're wildcarding in 32, yeah. Otherwise, no. Although, you maybe just do the Gordon in for Rice and leave the Timber to Hall. Just do one of the moves. 3 Arsenal and 3 City. Free hit or wildcard. If you're going to have to do one, I'd probably free hit. But I'd almost rather take like a -4 hit and play with 10 than free hit or wildcard. I just don't think it's the best week to play either chip, but I probably do slightly prefer the free hit. I do think there is a chance in Burmo's bench, by the way. I've been saying that for a little while, but what can you do? I also think he could absolutely start. There's an international break coming up, right? They've not been playing tons of minutes, so... Adwait Toro says, hello, Ross. Wildcard played. I have Harry Wills and Bruno Fernandes, Mukiele and Sarr to Van Hecker and Dango and roll, or 1 free transfer, Sarr to Dango and roll 2 free transfers, or Haaland, Sarr, Mukiele to JP Gordon Chow. So that would be for a hit. I would either say Sarr to Dango or take the hit. I don't love the Van Hecker and I don't think that's like Van Hecker's got Liverpool. JP Gordon Chow is very tempting for a -4, isn't it? If you're feeling aggressive, did you say whether you're like chasing? If you're feeling aggressive, I don't mind that -4 hit, but only if you're chasing and really want to go for it. Thomas51679 says, I have 3 free transfers, 1 in the bank. Dubravka, okay, you've got a team. And all chips bar the triple captain. Okay. So, do you have 11? You do have, yeah, you've got 11. It's not a bad 11 either. I think you either roll the transfer or do Semenyo to Soboslai or Gordon. And then if you do that, who are you benching? You'll bench a Stev or Alderete. Probably a Stev. So I think I would. I think I would do Semenyo to Soboslai or Gordon and bench a Stev. Chelsea Man says, on wildcard 35, done Rice to Wilson already. Easy move. Is Tete the best 4.5 defender? Tete's a doubt for this week. If you didn't see in the press conference, Tete's a doubt. I have 2 free transfers left and can go Timber to Tete and Mane to Bowen. I really like those transfers. I would just get Bassi. Bassi's just a bit safer for minutes at the moment. If you want to risk Tete, by all means. Tete's got some decent upside. Ryan says, either Nielsen to Ekatike with my last free transfer or roll Gameweek 32 wildcard. I would just roll. I don't think Ekatike is a high enough upside for this week that I think that's a use of a transfer. Rice to Palmer, Wilson or Gordon? Rice to Wilson. I think Wilson is just about ahead of those. I have 3 free transfers and currently 207k. Very nice. Why hold Palace even with double fixtures are awful? You talking about Munoz for me? I just don't want to make a defender move this week. But yeah, I agree that I don't think you're in a desperate need to hold Palace players if you don't want to. Oh, sorry, Adway. You've said I have 3 free transfers and currently 207k. You're adding that to your other super chat. Oh, so it's not for a -4 then. Sorry, I kind of misread it. Haaland, Sarr, Mukiele to JP Gordon Chow for 3. I would do that. Yeah, sorry, Adway. I misunderstood. Brap Raptor. Strand and Mbermo to Gordon and Thiago. I don't think you need to do Gordon and Mbermo to Gordon. So I would just do Strand Larson to Thiago. If you have to do Mbermo to Gordon to fund Strand Larson to Thiago, then I guess that's tempting. Yes, I don't mind that. Darshill has been a member for 50 months. Says triple Brentford attack, Palmer captain, Gordon and Wilson. Hoping for a bounce back after the rough last 2 weeks. Hoping your foot is feeling fine. Thank you very much, Darshill. I appreciate you very much. BL has been a member for 35 months. Says bench one of Mbermo, Ekatike, Bowen. Probably Mbermo from those options. Brian Mbermo. Krupi to João Pedro -4 or play Dango. I would just play Dango, Sam. I don't mind Dango this week. Had a bit of a stutter there. Help, Wilson, Palmer or Gordon. Head scrambled. Wilson, just best fixture. He's been brilliant this year. He got a 16-pointer against Burnley in the reverse fixture. Start a Stev or use a free transfer on a Fulham defender. If you've got multiple free transfers, I'd buy a Fulham defender. If you've only got one, probably doesn't feel the best use of that one transfer. Right, guys, I think I'm just going to make my transfer so that I don't forget. Like, you never know what could go wrong. I know I could absolutely, by the way, wait to make this move, just in case. But you win some, you lose some, you know. Why Dubravka over Verbruggen? I think it's pretty close, but I don't know. My gut feeling. It's just a gut feeling more than anything. It's a bit of a boring move, but I think it's the correct move, to be honest. And then I think my team looks okay. I guess for Verbruggen versus Dubravka, we can give it a bit of thought. Sorry, guys. I'm just getting a screenshot of my team. Now captain him. Oh, it's tempting. Now that he's in the team. I tell you what, now that Wilson's in the team, it's more tempting than it was. I actually need to make this prettier. One sec. How do I make this prettier? I actually just think I need to switch these, don't I? Is it like that? Yeah. There we go. That's prettier. You can't have an unaesthetically pleasing team. Is that a word? Unaesthetic? Don't think that is a word. Just making up words at this stage. I think the team looks decent. Let's hope for a green arrow, eh? And we get to keep James Garner. I do love myself, James Garner. Let's just say that. I'd start for Bruggen over Dubravka because it's a home game, salary's out. Even if clean sheet is gone, he will still get save points. Burnley and Dubravka is just horrible. Yeah, I just don't see a clean sheet for either. And Dubravka makes more saves than Verbruggen. Three free transfers. Munoz to who and Rice to Gordon or Soboslai? Munoz to Hall, Chow or Anderson and Rice to Soboslai, I would go. Haaland to Pedro, Munoz to Chow for free, 6.5 left or roll and start Alderete. I like Haaland to Pedro, Munoz to Chow. I think I would do those moves. Thank you, Ross. Your videos are like FPL therapy. Thank you, Adway. I appreciate that. Guna Lad, I've got your team. One free transfer. What should I do? So how many players do you have? So you've got 10, right? Semenyo, Mukiele, Haaland, Gabriel. I think Semenyo to Soboslai or Gordon, Gunalad. Or sell Mukiele, but I quite like keeping Mukiele. I think I would do Semenyo to Soboslai or Gordon. Probably Soboslai. Should I transfer out an injured Raptor for Pickle? Yes. Guaranteed. That's guaranteed upside right there. James, there's 4 free transfers. Already done Rice to Gordon and O'Reilly to Anderson. Okay. Should I use another transfer to do Krupi to João Pedro or Bowen or Roll? I would be very happy to do Krupi to João Pedro, but only if that doesn't give you a major benching headache. It's not a transfer that's worth doing if you're benching like Dango and Rogers instead. Do you know what I mean? So I would do Krupi to João Pedro as long as it doesn't cause a benching headache, James. Aiden Lutsky says, I have 2 free transfers, Gordon or Wilson for KDH or in Burmo. Gordon or Wilson? No. I think I just keep Dewsbury Hall in Burmo. Unless we get a leak in the next 12 minutes, which says that Mbermo's benched, I would just keep those pair. One transfer, Timber out for a defender in order to field 11. One transfer, Timber out for a defender in order to field 11. Yeah, probably. Timber to Hall or Chow. Timber to a Newcastle defender, I think. Because then at least you are still buying another doubler for 33. Because like Newcastle and Arsenal both likely to double in 33. You're not losing a doubler, you're just not gaining one. Ben, thank you for the super chat again, my friends. There's 3 free transfers. Wildcard 32 team is Kelleher, VVD, Anderson, Hill, Dango Verts. Oh, Wildcard 32 team is. I thought this was a Wildcard 32 team. I was like, I don't really like it. Okay, I understand. So your question is Rogers to Wilson or Roll? Roll. The thing is, guys, I don't have Wilson. So Ben, if you're sick and tired of Wilson, Rogers, I should say. If you're sick and tired of Rogers, then just sell him. But like objectively, I think it's a bad move selling Rogers this week, personally. Hi, Ross. Thoughts on Solanke? Wouldn't go there personally. Can't stay fit. They've got Richarlison they can play instead. Kolo Muani. I just wouldn't be going there. Just don't think the upside is high enough. And Spurs have been so bad. They really have. Maybe we'll see signs of improvement now. But Gordon or Rogers? I mean, straight shootout, I prefer Gordon. But I think you're absolutely fine to keep Rogers. Like, I wouldn't sell Rogers to Gordon, but if I was to choose one, I would prefer to have Gordon. Hello, Ross. Would you do Iliman and Jai to Wilson for a -4? No. Would you take a punt on Robinson? Oh, I don't hate it. They've got Sessegnon, though. He has just come back from injury. I would just go Bassi for safety. Or Anderson first. But if you've got Anderson, then maybe Bassi as well. Why isn't João Pedro a captaincy option? He should be. Did I make an error? My captaincy should pop up on the left in a few seconds. I'm just looking at it now. I've got him as the 5th best option after Gordon. So yeah, I like João Pedro captain. I don't see an issue with it. Best content on a Friday night. Thank you very much. Sanchez or Dubravka? I would go Sanchez ahead of Dubravka. At least you know Sanchez is going to start now. Associated Trip said, I made these transfers. Thoughts? Semenyo, Richards, Mane to Gordon, Anderson, DCL. Big thumbs up. Those 3 transfers are fantastic. Yeah, if you'd have asked me before doing them, I would have told you to do them. So yeah, I like those a lot. I like those a lot. I have Hall as my only playing sub. I do not like that. There is no world in which Lewis Hall should be on your bench. So maybe I don't love those transfers if it's forced you to bench Lewis Hall. I would try to bench someone else if you can. Keelek says, hello, Ross. Do we know if Matty Cash is fit and will play? He is fit and available, apparently. Also, is there a way in FPL to see if you've taken any -4s or -8s throughout the season? Yes. All you have to do is go on to points and then go to your profile where it says Gameweek history and then total transfer cost. This TC here. If it's 0, you didn't take a hit. If it says 4, you took a -4. If it says 8, you took a -8 and so on. So I've taken 1 -4, 2 -4. So I've taken 2 hits this season, basically. Which is quite low for me, I would say overall. To be fair, the more FPL I've played, the less hits I've taken across the years. Like the more my experience goes up, the less hit happy I am. Which maybe isn't a good thing, but that's the way that it's sort of trended. Is Wilson on pens? I doubt it. Unless Rao isn't on the pitch. If Rao isn't on the pitch, Wilson's probably on pens. But I think Rao will always be on pens ahead of Wilson. Am I playing suboptimally if I've taken no hits, not enough risk? You could argue that. I would say optimally, you should probably never take a hit. So I would say no. Like if you look at algorithms and models, they'll never really recommend a hit. Unless it's a blank game or something like that. So I don't think it means you played suboptimally. But yeah, it probably does mean that you're not a very risk-seeking manager. For sure. Would you take a hit to sell Salah? If you've got no cover, then yeah, absolutely. Should I take Palmer from -4 or start Kroopy? I would just start Kroopy. I don't think it's worth a hit there. Captain Gordon or Ekatike? I would probably just about lean Anthony Gordon over Ekatike. I have a 40-point gap on the rival who will likely captain Bruno. This is the time to captain differential, in my opinion, to trigger a big swing. Yeah, I think Gordon is probably more preferential to Ekatike. He's on penalties and he's a midfielder. Jish says, hello, I've used the bench boost and the triple captain, so only the wild card and free hit left. What's an ideal strategy? Pretty decent team right now. Let me scroll up, Jish, and see if I can find your previous super chat. Okay, so I don't have your whole team, but I know you said you have... Okay, without knowing your exact team, I'm not sure, but let me tell you, there are 2 strategies with wildcard and free hit, which is what I've got, right? I've already used my bench boost and triple captain. So we either free hit 33, wildcard 35, or you wildcard 33, free hit 34. There are your 2 strategies, Jish. We can work it out ahead of Game Week 32. Because between Game Week 31 and 32, we get the FA Cup results, then we'll know which teams are blanking and doubling. So you've got the same chips as me, Jish. So basically... follow my lead with a wildcard and free hit. I meant chip strategy. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully that makes sense. Is Enzo Lafay going to play? Apparently he's going to have a late fitness test, same as Roof, same as Mukiele. 5.4 million and 2 free transfers to replace Evan Ilson or Roll. If you've not... I would probably sell Evan Ilson, yeah, to be honest, to João Pedro, Ekatike, or Thiago. But it really does depend on your overall team, your strategy, XYZ. Verbruggen over Dubravka for me, mate. Yeah, maybe I'm going to come to regret this. Maybe I will come to regret this. We'll see. I'm just going to lean Dubravka for now. Am I? Starting for Bruggen is very tempting. What was Rob T's latest odds? Did he post them? Burnley 14%, Brighton 21%. Do you think I should start for Bruggen? Who would you start. Verbruggen, Liverpool. Dubravka, Fulham. I just don't see a world where Liverpool don't score, but I think I prefer Dubravka. I think the thing that's worrying me, right, is everyone that owns Raya is starting Dubravka this week. And I know that shouldn't impact you, but I'm just going to be so pissed off if everyone that owns Raya gets a Dubravka clean sheet and I try and get clever by starting Verbruggen. So I think it's still Dubravka, but I mean, it is close. Haaland to João Pedro or roll and start Elliot Anderson. I'll roll for sure. Roofs or Dubravka, I don't think it will matter. I've got a feeling Roofs will miss out. But let's say that he might not. I would probably start Roofs, and then if he misses out, then you get Dubravka. But I would start Roofs. And like I said, probably will end up not mattering. How about a Sunday GeoGuessr stream? Potentially if I've got the time. Sundays are quite a busy day for me. I obviously do a transfer plans video that I have to do the graphics for, and I might just want to rest. Depends if I'm going to cast or not. Depends how depressed I'm feeling about my ankle. Dubravka doesn't make sense if you have Wilson, but I also have Ekatike. So what's the thought process there? I've got 2 Liverpool and I've got 2 Fulham. So I'm going to have a clash with my goalkeeper regardless, right? Start Garner or Dango? Definitely Dango. Are you not one for starting your blanking players so you get the auto subs later? I don't really get it. It's like it's weird humor that just doesn't vibe with me. I don't care if other people do. I just don't really get it. It's not funny. I don't get the funniness, sadly. I understand loads of people do. I was with Harry today. Harry does it for every blank. Every time. I just don't get why you would do it. Any news on Cash? Is he starting? Timber to Chow / Hall or Haaland to JP / Ekatike for my 11th player. I think Cash will start, but there's no guarantee on that. I quite like Haaland to João Pedro, to be honest. I think I would do Haaland to João Pedro, Hamad. Ross, I've got 11 players and 2 free transfers, but I'm thinking of keeping Semenyo and Haaland and captaining one of them next week as a differential way of playing. Yeah, I don't mind that at all, Ryan. Everyone's going to be offloading Timber and Rice and Semenyo and Haaland, and if you keep these players and they do well in 32, you could be flying yourself. Like, that's a nice way to differentiate. Salem says, buy Wilson and sell one of Mbeumo or Tavernier for free. Is it worth it? Personally, no. For me, I would just keep Mbeumo and Tavernier. But if you're very keen to get Wilson, I'd probably sell Mbeumo if you really want to get Wilson in. Because I can understand the desire, you know? Ross, are you on wildcard 32? At the moment, I'm leaning wildcard 35. Again, guys, if you have enjoyed this stream and you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really goes a long way. I'd appreciate it a lot. It doesn't take long. You can do it in the next 20 seconds. Scroll down, 10 seconds, hit that subscribe button.
Okay.
All done? Dubravka or Verbruggen? I don't know to start. Yeah, I'm leaning that way. You have got 1 minute until the deadline. Nobody panic, but get your team sorted. You know, refresh your page. Make sure your 11 all looks good. Croupy, Vice, Cap. Yeah, all good. What strategy is Pickle on? Currently, same as me.
Free hit 33.
Yeah, currently. Less than a minute till the deadline. Any Mbeumo news? No, we don't really get Man United leaks anymore, which is good. I'm happy for it. "30 seconds till the deadline. Stop asking questions and get your team locked in." How surprising you're copying Harry. My teams never look anything like Harry. You crazy? Oh, like her. That's probably a typo for her, isn't it? Okay. I'll copy. Oh, yeah, I'll copy Pickle. Does Pickle have a GeoGuessr account? Pickle doesn't like GeoGuessr, sadly. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Code red. Right, let me get my team tweeted. Bassy Supremacy. I just looked up as well, Bassy Supremacy. So, is that the right tweet? Right. Well, if Croupy does well tonight, then at least I feel confident if I need a sub, you know, throughout the week. Any quizzing tonight? No. I'm going to go to the hospital because I think I broke my ankle. I'll keep you updated, though. It's a fun evening. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Sorry, I do love streaming after the deadline. You know as much as anyone else. But yeah, I should probably go have a look at that ankle. So I'll keep you posted. Have a fantastic weekend. This will be the final stream for like 3 weeks now because we've got a break. But I might do something in the meantime. Make sure to follow me on socials and all that lovely stuff. And yeah, I will catch you soon. Bye, guys.